Hey, so it wasn't in the way. Oh no. So this year is my junior year of high school, and if you don't know, junior year is the year that high schoolers take the SAT. And so I'm going to be taking it this year in the spring. So I'm actually going to be taking another PSAT this month in October, and I take the actual SAT later on next year sometime in the spring. I forgot the exact date, but I can always search that up. So the SAT, if you don't know what it is, it's the Scholastic Aptitude Test, which is really just a standardized test for high schoolers that colleges can use as like a determining factor, like in the application process. It can help them decide if you're a good fit for their college or not. The PSAT is just a practice SAT, and it's taken by freshmen and sophomores and some juniors like I'm doing this year, and it's really just used to prepare you and like get an understanding of what you need to work on in all the subjects that it covers. But yeah, that's what the PSAT is used for. So these tests can really feel stressful and like a lot to handle, especially because, when you're actually taking the actual test, you only have about 2 hours to get everything finished. And then before the test, and all the days and weeks before you take the test, you just try and study as much as you can because you never really know exactly what's going to be on the test. So the PSATs and SATs, they're split up into three parts: the math, the reading, and I think it's like writing and grammar skills, which are like the three big main components of what the test is going to be on. But the only tricky part about that is that you never know exactly what's going to be on the test, like what kind of math or what kind of grammar you're going to need to study or know, what kind of vocab you need to know. You never know. So that's the really tricky thing about the PSAT and SATs. Me personally, I found the reading part easiest because with the math I find the hardest because you never know what kind of math is going to be on there. So you never really know what kind of math to study and prepare yourself with. So I find the math the hardest. What I do to tell myself to calm my nerves is that I just remind myself that each part of the test is separated into 3 sections and it's graded separately as well. So like if I do bad on the math section, I can always do good on like the reading or writing section. So yeah, that's basically how the tests are graded, and when they're added together, you get like from a range of 1,000 to 1,600. I know the max score is 1,600, and the lowest, well yeah, it's 0 to 1,600, and the average I think is around 1,000 to 200, somewhere around there. So on this next PSAT I'm taking in like 2 weeks, I hope to get around the same 1,000 range, or at least higher than 1,000. After that PSAT, though, after the one I take in like 2 weeks, the next test is going to be the actual ASAT, which is next spring. And I'm basically really just going to lock in and spend the next couple months from now up until next spring when I take the SAT, just studying and preparing myself as much as I can, with as much as I can. And when I say I'm gonna be studying over the next couple months, I don't mean like I'm just gonna burn myself out every week trying to study. I'm gonna, probably set days, or some times aside during the week and just look over certain material, that the grade ahead of me learns, or some material that I might not fully understand. Because that, I think, doing that over like that long period of time, I think that's really gonna help me. So yeah, that's my plan of studying and hopefully acing the SAT. And even if I don't do well on the SAT, the best part about it is that you can retake it as many times as you need to. So as many times as you retake the SAT, your highest grade will be used. All the other lower grades, they're not going to be like discarded, but when colleges really look at your SAT scores, and you put your SAT scores on certain applications, you use the highest score that you've gotten. So, because if you take it one time and you don't like the grade you get, you can always retake it. And if you get higher, then you just use the higher grade. But no matter how many times I retake it, the grade I'm hoping to get, I just hope to get a 1300 or better. If I do better than a 1300, I don't even think I need to retake it, because I'm really striving for a 1300 on the SAT. That's my goal. That's the goal that I'm setting to get. So wish me luck on my upcoming PSAT and my SAT next spring. And if any of you out there are taking a PSAT or the SAT, good luck as well.